The next morning, there was no sign of Davis, and the silent accusations continued. Beckwourth went about his business, hoping this would pass, but Ashley took him aside. "It's best that you strike out and trap on your own for a day or two. We will camp here for a couple of days in case Davis comes back." "I'm a member of your party, General. A man loyal like none other. Loyal to you and loyal to the group." "I do not question your loyalty, Beckwourth. This is not about that. I like you, but you seem to be a magnet for conflict. Combine that with a hair-trigger temper, and you are a veritable human powder keg." "I'm a pretty easygoing fellow, until someone brings the color of my skin into the mix." "As I well know, and I apologize again for my words. I can be a bit volatile myself at times. Well, anyway, I think it best for you to make yourself scarce for a bit. Go out and trap for a couple days and then come back. If we are not here, just follow the powder on to the Missouri." "I still feel guilty about that duck." "Don't worry about that. You have acquitted yourself quite well on this expedition." They shook hands, but Beckwourth was not so sure from Ashley's manner that he was going to be 1,000 times welcome in the General's home. Beckwourth mounted up and headed out into the Powder River Valley with the silence of his comrades wafting in his wake. He followed Indian trails cautiously, watchful for fresh signs. At night, he camped away from the trails without a fire, eating pemmican from the crow. His rifle and pistol were at all times loaded, and he slept lightly with them both in immediate reach. The next day he relaxed some. Why not? He had no responsibility for anyone but himself, and a total freedom in a pristine, inspiring wilderness. Here he walked where, as the saying goes, no white man ever trod before. That's ironic, he thought as he rode along. Now that I have been here, would they still say that? But no matter. Free as any man had ever been, he had wandered among God's handiwork and pondered life's mysteries. And he thought of Eliza and how he would soon enough sink blissfully into her embrace. The muted thunder of hoofbeats interrupted his reverie. A herd of horses crested a rise behind him. Indian horses, and a large herd, though no Indians were in sight. The herd surrounded him, and he resigned himself to his fate. Indians had obviously spotted him first and used the herd to prevent his escape. That was better than an arrow in the back as a first indication of their presence, but his odds of living to see the next dawn had diminished considerably. He dropped the reins and allowed his horse to join the herd, acutely aware of being driven in the opposite direction from his party. There was nothing he could do. Through the dust, he caught a glimpse of 2 young Indians who drove the herd, probably 16 years old or less, calling to each other at intervals. So, not likely a raiding party, just tenders grazing the herd, and therefore probably close to home. But which tribe? It made all the difference in the world. The dusty ride seemed interminable. A village came into sight through the dust, and one of the boys rode ahead. Beckwourth touched the stock of his rifle, fingered the pistol at his waist. To use them would be certain torture and death, regardless of the tribe. He pulled out the coin that hung around his neck and kissed it. "Mother, save me."